Okay, load. Okay. Sachiro route next day. I wonder if I at all. We're looking at something right now. Okay. Next day. Okay. We got it? Okay. To my relief, nothing happened during the following days. My street feels busier due to passing police and villagers, but no one questioned me further. A funeral for the old couple is scheduled for a few days after the crime investigation is set to finish. I wonder if Sachiro really doesn't mind being home alone for so long. Then again, it's hard for him to go out during the day, so maybe I'm worrying too much. I notice the house is cleaner than usual. The mail has been retrieved and left in a neat stack. The trash has been empty, and all the housework is finished. Sachiro keeps insisting on helping around the house even when I tell him to relax. He says it's the least he can do, yeah. I should cook something special for dinner tonight as a thank you to Sachiro. What should I make? Ask what you would like. To make sure I hit the nail on the head, I should ask him what he likes. Hey Sachiro, what's your favorite meal? I like everything you make. That's awfully flattering, but you must have a favorite dish. I honestly enjoy everything you cook, Sky. I never had a taste in food. Why don't you make a request for supper then? The boy blushes before scratching his head. Well, I guess there's one thing I'm craving. I used to eat a lot of steamed buns, I think. There were different fillings, but I liked them all. It'd be great if I could have some again. Ah, interesting. Even I don't know how much myself right now. I'll let you know if I remember anything else. What about you? Do you have a favorite meal? I'll have to think about it. But to be honest, right now I need to start supper. I'll tell you later, okay? Okay. I stepped into the kitchen to prepare supper. It takes a few hours of work, but I managed to make steamed buns like my mom used to. It's pretty easy. And so I'm glad they're finally done. An additional touch, I made all the buns animal shaped. Why? I picked one on and took a bite to test it. Tasty, I can understand why you asked for these. Each bun has a different filling, ranging from sweet bean paste to beef curry. I bring a plate of them to each. I bring a plate of them to the guest room. They should be eating in the kitchen. Dining room. Sachiro turns around before I even enter the room. Well, I mean, I eat in the desk room, so most people either do it in the living room or the kitchen dining room. His eyes practically sparkles while he looks at the plate. Can I have one? Of course, I made these especially for you. Watch nervously as the silver-haired boy bites into the first steam bun. His delight smile makes my heart flutter. This brings back memories. Someone used to bring me treats like this a lot. It feels distant, but I think I was happy at that time. I'm glad to hear that. We're one step closer to getting your memories back. Sachiro continues nibbling. Did, that one, angel girl that we see a lot, did something? I don't know. Sachiro continues nibbling on the steam bun. Even when he eats, he's too cute. Thank you so much for this, guy. Why don't we share? It was my pleasure. I love to eat together. Nom, 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 nom. I stare at the sound of footsteps in the hallway. I try to ignore them, but then my door slowly creaks open. All the windows in the house are closed. I doubt the wind is strong enough to open a door. Someone steps inside my room. I am prepared for the worst as the pitter-patter approaches my bed. Is it Chain or Sachiro? That person is coming closer. Could it be the murderer? I need to prepare myself. It's probably Chain. I feel like someone is starting to lift my blankets. I roll off the bed and put a metal roller out from under my pillow. I flip around and forcefully smack my assailant with broadside of my weapon. Ow! Why are you trying to get into my bed, dude? Alice, no! I only hear Sachiro's pained voice in response. I blinked a few times to adjust my eyes in the darkness. Alice, sorry, wrong room. I'm kind of sleepy. Are you okay? I'm sorry. I thought you were an intruder. I put back the roller and pat the spot where I hit Sachiro. You're all dirty again. Did you go out? No, he's the one causing it. Yeah, I went to search on my own. Sachiro, you broke our promise. I'm sorry. I thought you hated ghosts in scary places. I like helping you. That's really exciting to explore new places together. Sachiro blinks in confusion. I didn't find anything tonight anyways. I'll tell you next time I want to go out. Alright, you better not go out alone anymore. Sorry for worrying you again. With an apologetic smile, Sachiro heads to his bedroom. Over the next, he's going to try to like eat you or something. Or us. Or me. Over the next few days, Sachiro stayed inside. Even though the deaths of my neighbors are still on the news, another murder was committed a few days ago. It happened in a nearby alleyway, and the majority of the corpse was not located, but there was enough blood splatter and flesh chunks that death was an inevitable outcome. Seems like there was blood trails indicating that the body was dragged away afterwards. Sachiro looks over my shoulder while I'm reading the newspaper. He's a werewolf! Was there another murder? Yeah, it was around here again. I never could imagine anything like this would happen in this neighborhood, in this village. Apparently there's no connection between the victims, so it might be just someone who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sachiro's gaze lingers on the article, and I close the newspaper and pat his back. Don't concern yourself too much about it. Stay safe at home, okay? Anyway, or is he an unalived person? Anyway, I have to go to class. Food's in the fridge if you're hungry. Thanks, Guy. When I arrive at the classroom, Leo G runs over. He has that same concerned expression when the last murder occurred. Guy, I'm glad you're okay. Why wouldn't I be? There was another homicide near your area. That's twice in less than a week. Well, at least this means I wasn't the criminal's target. My sarcastic tone only seems to worry Leo G further. Ikuya suddenly walks over to us. What are you two talking about? Guy seriously needs a bodyguard. Eh? Leo G quickly explains the situation, and Ikuya's expression turns fearful. Guys, I can't afford a private bodyguard. I'm not really an important person. It's better to be safe than sorry. In this case, sorry means you'll end up dead. You are taking this too lightly. I'm going to ask my dad to assign a private guard to you. Another option is staying at the police station for a while. That's taking it too far. I do not want strangers following me everywhere. However, Leo G seems to have made up his mind. I'll consider your offer. Thank you, Leo G. After school, I head to the library. As I walk through the hallway, I bump into a shorter boy. Ooh! Watch where you going. Watch where you're going. The boy rubs the top of his head and grimly. He glares at me with his piercing green eyes. Where are your manners? Are you lost, kid? What the hell? I'm not a kid. You should show your upperclassmen more respect. The boy takes a step back and crosses his arms and frowns. I notice his brown uniform. He must be part of the elite class. I always assumed that the elite class looked older and more mature than everyone else, so meeting such a young-looking boy is confusing. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were a senior. I forgot his name. Finally noticed, genius. The boy's bluntness is frustrating, but I know better than to start pointless fight. He continues to glare at me, tapping his foot on the floor. He seems to be waiting for another apology. You're just so short, I didn't. You have 2 eyes, don't you? Watch where you're going next time. With that, the boy turns around and leaves. He should have been the one apologizing to me. What a hellion. Well, at least I annoyed him a little bit. I still have a lot of homework to finish. I want to get it all done now that I have more free time later. I only hope Sachiro will not mind having dinner a little bit later. I'll start with history. The chapter is all about local legends, the school ghost, the forest demon, the king tree, and the temple guardian. Wait, the temple guardian? Does this place even have a temple? 1,000 years ago, a temple was built in honor of a spirit that is now known as the Temple Guardian. In thanks, he chose to reside in the temple and offer his protection to the village. The area's residents brought him offering for decades, but stopped at some point. Even so, the Guardian continues his job. What a sad story. The Guardian must feel so lonely. I wonder where his temple is. I never even heard of it before. I continue my research on the spirit. Along the way, I discovered the location of his shrine. First, when I'm done with my research and homework, the sky is already dark and I rush home, excited to tell Sachiro what I found. I slow down when I notice someone standing in front of my house. This figure is tall and his face is obscured by a hoodie. As I inch closer, I notice he's wearing a gas mask. Excuse me, is there anything I can help you with? The man does not respond. He remains frozen to the spot like a statue. Do you not hear me? Maybe he's deaf? I wave my hand in front of the man's face. Hello? He grabs my wrist before peering down at me with his sharp blue eyes. More like turquoise. I heard you the first time, but you didn't say anything. I'm not obligated to. Never mind. He looks me over top to bottom, causing a chill to run down my spine. Without a word, the man turns around and walks away. What a strange sky. Sachiro, I'm home. Welcome back. Did you have a nice day? A boring day. More like the same as always. You didn't see a scary-looking man in front of the house, did you? The guy with the green hair and the gas mask? Yeah, I just chased him away. He was standing there for hours. I think he was watching me. It was kind of scary. The homicide cases pop up in my head. He did look pretty suspicious. Could he have been... Sachiro's stomach suddenly rumbles. Oh, you must be hungry. Sorry for making you wait so long. He looked. It's okay. I began to prepare dinner along with Sachiro, who insisted in helping me. I mentioned the temple I read about in the library. Do you think it might be a place that you're looking for? It does sound familiar somehow. Is he the temple guardian? If you're looking for a haunted house, it has to have some type of spirit, right? Maybe the temple guardian's still there. A spirit, huh? You don't have to come with me if you don't want to. No way I'm going to miss this opportunity. A guardian spirit can't be harmful. It's different from ghosts. Because I made Sachiro promise not to go out at night, we decided to explore together. Although it's safer with the both of us, we agreed not to stay out for too long. Are you sure we're going He should be. I got the location from the library, marked it down on this map. Oh, map's a complex, huh? I can't even tell if you're holding it the right way. Don't worry, I can read it just fine. No, she can't. We walked through an empty street, headed towards the forest. We even remembered to bring our flashlight this time. Bye, girls! Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel a little bit nervous now. I have never been to this area before. Oh, look, over there. Yeah, this is where Deacon is. I follow Sachiro's finger and the temple hidden behind all the trees and shrubbery. It makes sense that people would not visit an overgrown, unmaintained area like this. The building has been heavily damaged. Looks like there's been a battle of some sort. Are you ready? Whenever you are. We stepped inside and our noses are assaulted by an odd smell, a mixture of damp wood and rotting plants. It's so overpowering that I wish I had an air freshener with me. Somehow the interior of the structure looks older than the exterior. The walls are rotting and covered with thick layer of moss. I wouldn't be under there. You don't know when it's gonna fall. This definitely looks like a sort of place that the spirit would inhabit. I shine my flashlight into each of the dark rooms, but the temple appears to be empty. You think the guardian still resides here? No way, she went down. He must have left a long time ago. I feel bad for the guardian. I heard that one day everyone just abandoned him in the temple. I would have left too if I were him. I tried to find the reason the people abandoned the temple, but there are only theories. One of them speculated that the guardian actually abandoned his duty first because he wanted to be free, and I don't think that's what happened. Then why do you say that? Look at this place. It feels so lonely. I think there's more to it than wanting to be free. The guardian must have felt. We suddenly hear chains clanging, an eerie sound causes us to be silent as we search for the source. Did you make a sound right now? No, I've been standing here this whole time. I haven't moved an inch. There's clanging. The clanging sound disappeared, along with our worry. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper into the temple. I have a feeling I've been here before. This might be where I got lost. My head hurts when I'm trying to remember what happened, so maybe I don't want to remember what happened, like I'm preventing myself from remembering subconsciously. How long have you had amnesia? I didn't count the days, but probably more than a month. And you've been alone this entire time? I won't give up. If it takes me years to remember everything, Alex is clean. When I first woke up, I had a note in my hand. I recognized that it was my own handwriting. It said there was something I had to always remember. The note is the only clue I have, though. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to remember. It's about our character. The more I learned about this boy, the more questions that I have. He doesn't even seem to be a villager. If I didn't know any better, I say he fell from the sky. Someone must be missing him right now. I want to help him find his family. We walk through the maze of halls to find a large empty room. I'm guessing he's from the way past or the way future. Sachiro kneels down and moves his fingers across the board. There are indents in this plank. People probably used to pray here. As Sachiro examines the floor, I look around more broadly. I stare at the ceiling. It seems to be held up by a number of wooden pillars. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice something on the up on one of the pillars. I shine my flashlight upon it. It's a black sack. Oh shit. We have to decide what we should do. Hey Sachiro, look what I found. Huh? Is that the sack? Is that sack a sack on the pillar? How did it even get up there? That's a good question. Should we check what's inside of it? Is that really a good idea? No, it's not. We looked around for something to get it down, but the room is empty. Sachiro goes to another room to search for something we can use to get it down. He returns with a long bamboo stick. The sack falls onto the floor with a loud thud, and after I give it a strong poke. I remove the rope around the sack to check its contents. There's only books inside. I quickly flipped through a few of them. Sachiro blinks innocently and tilts his head. Well, these are the temple keeper's diary. Even a chore log. This is better than I expected. I'm really curious now. Can you read them? I still need to get used to the handwriting, but I can figure most of it. I hope no one will mind if I borrow a few. No, you're drinking yourself. After a few more minutes, we decided to head home. Our journey was not in vain, however. These journals will keep me entertained for a while. I hope I can find a clue. I need to put stuff in my left ear. A clue about what happened to the temple. After reaching my street, we noticed a man with a gas mask standing on the other side of the sidewalk. Facing the fact that it's late and no one's around only makes the scene creepier. The man's icy stare makes me shiver, but I try to ignore him as I shuffle inside with Sachiro. I think he's an exorcist. What makes you think that? He doesn't look like a policeman or a detective. He must have seen that job listing in town. Even if ghosts are real, he would obviously be better off searching the temple in the woods. Even though I'm trying to reassure him, Sachiro still looks flustered. What are you trembling? Don't scare me. You're scared of the exorcist. You think ghosts are behind these murders? The random question brings me a pause. It sounds silly, but in a way it almost makes sense. There's no traces of the victims when they disappeared. They were all perfect crimes. If ghosts are really involved, it'll only make the investigation more difficult. How can you punish someone that isn't alive? Yeah. Sachiro looks away from me almost as if he's upset. I cannot help but wonder if knows more about the crime than he's letting on. Before I can ask him, he starts up the stairs. I'm a bit tired. Good night, Sky. Alright, we'll check the books later. Next day. I cannot pay attention in the history class. My mind is keeps wandering to Sachiro. Murderer X says there's no proof of a link between them, so why does it feel so suspicious? Yo, did you hear what Mr. Blanchett said? Huh? Gee, were you sleeping again today? You keep missing the important start. He said we shouldn't go out after 9 p.m. Why not? They figured after that time there's a higher chance of encountering the murderer on the street. Thank you, Victoria. I'll keep that in mind. Well, you're usually being unusually obedient. Are you going to fight against the injustice of being opposed on something? Are you guys talking about that? Hey Leo, you hear any news about the murders? I haven't heard anything new, no. My dad says it was hard to find clues when the culprit didn't leave any traces behind. That sounds scary. I hope they get caught soon. Don't worry, my dad's team is the best in this village. Even though they are having a difficult time right now, they will solve this case. I bet you're right. Your dad is just like those cool middle-aged detectives on crime dramas, so I believe in him. My mind is so busy I cannot focus on the conversation at hand. I want to rush home and read through those journals I found at the temple already. After class, I remembered that I have homework due tomorrow, leaving me no choice but to stop at the library. From the corner of my eyes, I noticed someone trying to get a book from the top shelf. It's that little boy, the senior from last time. I walk over and pull down the book I think he's reaching for. Hey, is this the book that you want? His emerald eyes widen with surprise. I expected him to ignore me, but he takes the book. Thank you. He flips open the cover as he sits on the floor. The library carpet's really that comfortable? Well, whatever. The title of the boy's book catches my attention. It's the same one that I read last time while I was here. Are you interested in the temple? Yeah. He replied absent-mindedly, not even looking at me. I wonder if he's still upset about that time I bumped into him. Stay here with him. Thinking I can keep him company, I take a seat next to him and rifle through my bag for the textbook. I peek at the boy, but he does not seem bothered by my presence. Before long, he stands up and takes another book from the shelf, setting the previous one on the table. I cannot believe you read the entire thing in mere minutes. Do you want to read this too? He raises an eyebrow suspiciously. Then I suddenly realize I've been staring at him this entire time. I already read that. Actually, I'm just wondering, are you here to research the legend of the Temple Guardian? He blinks in surprise. It seems like I hit a bullseye. What do you know about it? Not much, to be honest. I read everything that I could find on it here. I managed to look out for that it was located near the forest. It's not even marked on the modern maps. Oh. The boy sighs, leaning against the bookshelf. He crosses his arms as he looks at me. You already been there, haven't you? It sounds like you didn't learn anything from your visit to the temple. Oh shit, what? Okay, I'm here, la da da da. I thought you couldn't hear me. I was about to say shit. No, I would rather keep the journals I found between me and Sachiro for now. Did you know that place is cursed? Really? Just kidding. I just wanted to see your reaction. That wasn't funny. What's your name, by the way? Kitsy. Midoshamil. But you can call me Kitsy. Okay, Kitsy. What are you researching? Why are you researching on the temple? Because the guardian spirit that resides there. You really believe there's a spirit? Kitsy face palms. I think he's irritated at my asking until he smiles softly and lets out a chuckle. This weird. There's more to it than most people realize. In that case, Mr. Know-It-All, what brings you to the library? Kitsy snorts before shrugging. I'm reading these books here. They're such a joke. You probably shouldn't bother with the other books. I doubt the rest of the collection is any better. He says that, but I did find the location of the temple thanks to books here. And anyway, how would a kid like him know better? I'm getting here. Next, I want to find out what the villagers know about the Guardian. There's a rumor are completely different than the truth. If you learn anything new about the legend, let me know. I'm usually here every weekday. When I get home from school on Friday, Sachiro welcomes me with a homemade meal. It seems like he learned how to cook. I'm so happy he cooked for me. I'm tired from all the studying today. I never heard of this recipe. It's good. Where'd you learn to cook like this? I figured I remembered watching someone make it a lot, but this is my first time trying it myself. Plus, I learned a lot by just watching you cook. Is your memory returning then? Just bits and pieces. For some reason, I can only remember the dish itself. I never expected cooking would help you recover. Yeah, strange, isn't it? I didn't think his amnesia would actually get better at this point, but I guess I gave up too early. I'm glad. When you recover your memories, what will you do? It depends. Are you worried there might be things you're better off forgetting forever? I don't know, but even the bad memories made me who I am today. Why would I want to forget any of it? Without them, I'm forced to start over. I feel like I'm trying to make a dish I know for the flavor of, but don't have the key ingredients for. I do remember some things, but I don't know how they connect. I guess I should be thankful I at least have those pieces though. At least I can trust who I am now. Oh, that's suspicious. That's so suspicious. Well, if I were you, I suppose I'd be curious about my past too. Right? I can still decide on my future. So it's not like my past will chain me down. What about your past? And if it's sad, then I'll have to forge a brighter future. I really hope everything works out for Sachiro. I can't even imagine how he feels. After I cleared the table, I head to my bedroom. I finally have time to read the journals we found in the temple. Let's read this one first. I take a small book from the top file and carefully open The pages are filled with messy handwriting. Despite having to guess some of the words, I can generally understand what's being said. As I suspected, these are diaries from the residents of the temple. The years are missing, but the dates and times of each entry is recorded. After inspecting the book, I found the year and month noted on the backside. Apparently, they kept one book per month. This one's from March. I am shocked to have found something so valuable. These are the first-hand accounts of the past. I wonder if I should donate the journals to the library afterwards. Okay. 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 July 9th, 3 p.m. The weather is cold and a few stray clouds pass the temple. My gut tells me it will rain soon. Today I am on cleaning duty. The villagers still bringing offerings, although not as often as they used to. I am keeping this diary to record my observation. I think there are mystery powers at work. I must get to the bottom of things before it's too late. I wonder, is the Guardian still protecting this village? July 10th, 1 p.m. It's been raining all day. The gray sky is depressing. Today I am on duty again. The gray clouds to me are not depressing. I love them. And I love the rain too. A few of the other monks quit, so I have to work harder. They told me the temple is no longer held any meaning to them. I do not understand what changed. July 14th. Yesterday, a villager was murdered. Her body was found in a terrible state. Words cannot even describe it. The temple records hold no mention of such heinous crimes happening in the past. What changed? July 16th, 4 p.m. More of my brothers have abandoned the temple today. Those of us who remain have taken up their duties, but each of us is performing the work of 3 men. This cannot continue for long. A couple passed by this morning and told me I should abandon the temple. They say bad things were happening in the village. Despite their offering, the guardians would not respond to their prayers. They told me they believed the guardian had left the temple. I refused to listen to them. They took their leave. At least there are still people bringing offerings, people who still have faith in the guardian. July 20th, 12 a.m. It's been a few weeks that I last wrote. It's been a few weeks since I last wrote in this diary. My parents fell ill, and I had to take care of them. So many things have happened over the past week. Another murder occurred at the hospital, and the victim was both a scientist and a doctor. Unfortunate loss. Why would someone who saved lives be killed? This cannot be the work of a human. Another monk told me he saw strange things happen around the temple. He could not describe them in words, so I will have to witness them on my own eyes. It is midnight right now. I lit a oil lantern to write this down. I know I should be sleeping, but I need to do this for my own peace. I heard chains clanging within the temple. It's Zikan, but we keep nothing like that here. When I took a turn, look around, I did not see anything. I figured my fear had gotten the better of me. As I prepared to sleep, I heard crying outside, but I was alone. Is it possible that I'm starting to hear things? July 28th, 4 a.m. I switched to night duty because all the offerings were stolen sometime between Wednesday evening and Thursday morning. The Guardian must be furious. We cannot let this happen again. We must find the thieves. Fortunately, nothing happened during my shift. July 29th, 6 a.m. Today is my day off. A few outsiders went missing while on a trip to the forest. This is the first time anyone has gotten lost in the forest. The demon must have been annoyed that these lands were trespassed. Ever since the villagers heard their donations were stolen, no one has come to the temple. I hear they are all losing faith in the Guardian. Dear Guardian, what can I do for you? Why must this village suffer like this? Out of sheer fear, everyone has become suspicious of one another. However, it is the same feeling that already caused one's death. The woman who was killed several weeks ago was apparently attacked by her neighbor. He saw her leaving her home more often than usual and became suspicious of her. Apparently, he intended to question her about it, but their argument turned violent, and he claimed he killed the woman in self-defense. I personally do not trust his words. What was done to her corpse was beyond self-defense. This is no justice. I will. Unfortunately, the words became illegible after this page. It seems like the author wrote everything in a rush. I wonder if he ever uncovered the truth. Probably got. Oh wait. I thought that might said like Sachiro's story. I was like, what? This is his story? Unfortunately, the words become illegible after this page. It seems like the author wrote. Yeah, we already discussed this. Come in. Sky, are you heating the journals we found? Oh, do you want to take a look as well? I'm curious. So far, I only got through this one. I wanted to read it to the end, but the last few pages are too messy to be legible. Sachiro tilts his head and gazed at the book. With his eyes narrowed, he tries to read it. Bio something. What are those curly scribbles? Oh, the words are too messy for me to understand. Like I said, it's too messy. There's 10 other books, so we can skip that one. I take a black covered book from the top of the pile and flip through it. It's about the Guardian's history, which is more interesting than the journal. How were they sure the Guardian resided here? Sachiro suddenly sits beside me, reading along. I never realized history could be so interesting, especially when people try to cover it up and be like, oh, this happened, and then sudden news, breaking news, something uncovered that didn't even happen. What was told wasn't happening. It was something new. They hid it. It's too bad no one performs these rituals or holds festivals anymore. Sachiro, do you think the guardians they refer to is actually a spirit? The boy scratches his head, still staring at the book. Well, from what I know, spirits are supposed to be evil. Why would one protect a village? Every rule has exceptions. Anyway, didn't you say you got lost in the temple once? Did you go there before we went together? I remember searching a few rooms, But I didn't go farther since I was the only one there by accident. I get the feeling that some sort of secret hidden is there. You said the place was abandoned, right? I don't think there's a spirit living there anymore. I mean, different kind of secret. Before I can continue, the doorbell rings, startling Sachiro and me. I cannot guess who would visit so late. Chain. I go downstairs. What the gas mask guy? What in the world is he doing here? It is creepy enough that he just stared at my home from a distance. If he wanted to hurt us, he would have broken in a long time ago. Still. Out of curiosity, I opened the door and tried to keep myself calm. Hello, can I help you? Our eyes immediately met, and the piercing gaze bring me a pause. In contrast, his speech is monotone. You live here alone. Caught off guard, I slowly nod. Can I take a look inside your house? No, why would I let you do that? If that's all, please excuse me. I stare him down, grabbing the book to slam it closed, but he straightens his arm to stop it from latching closed. Huh? I said no. Could you step back? It won't take long. Who the heck are you? Chain. I'm a professional investigator. Okay, Chain. Well, there isn't any ghost in this house with me, so bye. Ghost? What, you're not an exorcist pretending to be PI? Even if you were with law enforcement, you couldn't try to force your way into someone's house. You would need a warrant for that. I do not catch him off guard, rather he tries to force himself inside. My strength is no match for his, so I look for something to whack him with. The moment I shift my attention, I lose balance and I'm pushed aside. Chain takes the opportunity to dash inside. Wait, hey! He glances around the living room. For someone who is so forceful moments ago, he's acting awfully calm. His behavior is nothing short of confusion. Before I can grab his sleeve, he starts up the stairs. Hey, you just can't barge into people's houses. Get out of here. I yell and chase him, but he ignores me as I'm a leaf in the wind. I knew someone was here. Got you. Let me go. Just bear with it. What are you doing? Wait. No, this hurts. Shut up. Stop struggling. Ow. I rush to my room to find Chain holding Sachiro by the arm, trying to tie him up. The voice flailing and kicking the man to no avail. Hey, don't hurt Sachiro. Who's really hurting you? Who? Keep still, you. What are you trying to do with him? I'm taking a suspect. What are you talking about? A suspect in what? The murder cases. I've done my research and the kid isn't around from here. He isn't even registered as a student. I've been following him for a while. He visits a lot of areas that's been linked to the crimes. If you want proof, you can go to the police yourself. I'm innocent. There's no use in telling me that. When blood test comes out positive, we'll have a solid proof that you're guilty. Change accusation confuses me. Was Sachiro really behind the location of the murders? I will not let him arrest Sachiro. I try to pull the man off my friend, but he roughly pushes me aside. No matter how much I shout, he does not budge. Sachiro is barely putting up resistance, but Chain's handling is so aggressive that it looks like he's choking him. I grab the closest book and toss it at the so-called investigator. What the hell? He dodges my attack, but I catch him off guard. There's enough time for Sachiro to slip free and escape. He bolts down the stairs. Train does not hesitate to give chase. Neither do I. Sachiro stumbles towards the door. Train tries to prevent the boy's escape, but only manages to grab his shirt. He escapes in the night. Train turns to me, his glare, saying he has to hold himself back to stop from killing me. He escaped. The man cracked his finger before saying exasperately, "Hey you, I have a name, it's Sky." "Whatever. Just forget what you saw today." "No, I want an explanation. What the?" "It's nothing a civilian like you need to be concerned about. Pretend you haven't seen anything. Don't get involved anymore." "Look, just because Sachiro isn't a student doesn't mean he's linked to those crimes. He's sweet and innocent." King snorts as he casually seats himself on the couch. "If I tell you the truth, will you let me handle this?" I roll my eyes and sit opposite of him. We stew in silence for a long moment. The tension is so thick it could be cut with a knife. That boy is a spirit in disguise. "Sachiro, don't joke like that. We both saw him, didn't we?" "Everyone knows ghosts and spirits are invisible." The man stares at me silently. He does not seem like the type of person to kid around, nor does he seem like he lost his mind. Although he claims to be an investigator of some sort, he does not dress or act like the one. Beyond that, he believes a preparation. How did Sachiro even get on your radar? I've lived in this village my whole entire life. Like you, it's easy to notice even the smallest change in this town. I've never seen you around before. I'm part of the elite class. Most of us go to school at night. We all have our own circumstances. My eyes widen in surprise. It's rare to meet a student from that class, much less speak with one. I have to restrain myself from asking questions about it. Right. And the class is famous for slacking off. Interpret it however you want. I didn't come here to the conclusion that the boy was a spirit by myself. Kachi and I suspected the culprit lives in this neighborhood, believe it or not. You are at the top of this list of suspects. You're a student, so you only have free time at night, and on the weekends you live alone, so you're unlikely to have any alibis for the crime. Furthermore, all the murders happen in this area. Sure, it might not mean anything, but who knows? The most damning thing, though, you kept leaving your house when all the other kids are asleep. Hey, don't call me a kid. I can't deny anything you said, but your suspicion is misplaced. I don't even have a motive to kidnap or murder people. Of course, nobody does. Anyway, how do you know all of that? Are you a stalker or something? As I said, I wasn't the one who suspected you. You have to ask Kachi if you want to find out. Kachi seems like a decent person when we met at the library. I cannot believe he was deceiving me. But I personally doubt a frail girl like you could have killed so many people without a few scratches, especially considering that most of the victims seems to be capable of taking care of themselves. I decided not to respond to his insult. I'd rather he not think I actually have a capacity for murder. In the end, I I asked Kachi to investigate the haunted house. Wait, you know what it is? It was only another name for the temple. I suspected much when I saw that white hair kid snooping around there a few times. At each of the crime scene, a single charm was found, and the pattern on them were identical to the ones I found at the temple. That kid was the only person I saw going there frequently to copy them. You never really suspected anything. I must admit, Sachiro had been acting strangely a few times, but that was only because he was confused. So what do you think, that Sachiro used to live in the temple and is leading a secret life as a monk? And that he uses charms to kill people? You aren't even taking this seriously. Am I supposed to? You're being ridiculous. I mean, it's possible Sachiro is involved in the crimes, but maybe unwillingly. For now, this is only a theory. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Like I said before, you don't need to be involved in this. Mind your business and stop playing devil's advocate. Although I cannot believe Train's words, there is something odd about Sachiro. How did you meet anyways? It was just a coincidence. I bumped into him at the park. I've been trying to track down that kid ever since the first murder came to light. Who knew he was hiding here the whole time? He's not like that. If you run into the kid again, let me know. I live a street down at number 999. Oh, so that's how you knew I kept leaving the house. I do not want that troll to get arrested, but the police might be able to help him figure out what happened. Chain glances at his watch and stands up. Before he walks out, I blurt out a question. Why do you always wear a gas mask? You work in the sewer or something? Chain pauses before slowly turning to me. He deliberately touches his mask as if he begins to speak. I'm just tired of the smell of death. A chill runs down my spine when I process his words. If he's been investigating the crime scene, I can't imagine. Chain has figured out something I don't know. I can try believing him at this time. Sachiro's identity has been a mystery. For all I know, he could be one of the priests or monks. Once Chain is finally gone, I retreat to my room, hoping the journal will give me answers. A few days have passed, but Sachiro has not returned. I have become increasingly worried about him. Yo, home girl, daydreaming about your crush. What has gone into you? Ikiraya? I'm startled. I looked up. Ikiraya has her hand on my shoulder. It breaks the time already? Hee hee, you avoided my question long enough. Who are you thinking of? The Sandman. I was about to doze off. Right. Have you seen any eye candy lately? None I'm interested in anyways. Also, why do you keep asking me about boys? It's not like you're any less single than I am. You seem so spacey lately. You've been awake more than normal in class. So I figured something, or maybe someone must be bothering you. Sorry to worry you, it's just the murders had me restless. The OG even asked me to keep an eye out for suspicious people, but I cannot help him. Why don't we get my brother on this? What, would he have the time to do it? I don't even see him at school nowadays. He does anything I ask. Don't even worry. Hey guys, Leo G. Heard anything new about the cases? Not really, no. It's tough to get a solid evidence on a ghost. This is probably a weird question, but is there anyone named Kachi or Chain on your dad's team? Yeah, I think I've heard both, but they don't work with the main force. I haven't met them. Chain says he found the charms at the crime scene. Has he not told the main force? I should ask around about Chain and Kachi a bit more. They're supposed to be students here, so someone has to know something. The teacher steps out of the room to speak with the police, so I take the opportunity to sit with my friends. Ikiraya focused on reading her textbook while Ryoji is skimming through his. I ask a question once it looks like they both finished. What is this chapter about? Give me a summary. Guy, don't be so lazy. If you want your grades to improve, you need to put in the effort. Nah, I can't just focus right now. We're learning about the old local customs and rituals. For instance, Ikiraya, you shouldn't spoil her too so much. I'll do whatever the heck I want, Ryoji. You ain't a god to me. Ikiraya's face is abruptly overtaken by a dark expression. Ryoji, I know you're a skeptic, but don't you think it'd be interesting if spirits were roaming around this village? The textbook says they were evil spirits. The village did their best to keep them away. I'm trying to get comfy in my chair. The village did their best to keep them away, but anyway, if they were real, interesting isn't the word I'd used. It's a good thing the temple guardian was there to protect us. Sure, but it disappeared. Rumors said the guardians abandoned this village. Did something scare them away? I don't think so. That reminds me, I heard rumors of a temple in the forest that's supposed to be not marked on any maps. Maybe it's the same one I mentioned in legend. I feel goosebumps when Ryoji mentions it. I explored that place with Sachiro not too long ago. Should I tell Ryoji and Ikiraya I've already been there? A mysterious temple filled with spirits? I'd love to see that. I thought you were scared of haunted places. This is different. Sure, it sounds scary, but I want to meet the guardian. I believe it's a good spirit. I'm sure it's abandoned by now. You wouldn't find anything. So what? I'll be nothing. Maybe the guardian will come back. If it was that easy, the monks would have done that themselves. This might be weird coming from me, but you think spirits can disguise themselves as people? Huh? Are you saying there are supernatural creatures in this village? I don't understand the concept well myself, but I heard a few rumors. No, I'm not the only one. What kind of rumors did you hear, Ikiraya? I don't know if you'll believe me, but I always come with the craziest stories, don't I? At least they're entertaining. Just for that, I'm only gonna tell Sky. was just kidding. Tell me too. Pretty please. Do you know the children's book called A Single Giant Light? Of course, I remember it. Of course, I remember it being read to us in kindergarten. What's it about? It's about the guardian who watches over our village, of course. The same one that supposedly resides in the temple in the deep forest. They say it prevents the evil spirits from turning our dreams into nightmares. And if you're lucky enough to dream of mist, you'll actually see the guardian at work. If the evil spirits aren't purified, they slowly possess your body, and then one day you won't be able to wake up. Instead, the spirits will move your body around and steal your identity. That's an interesting theory, Korea. How can you tell whether or not someone's been possessed? Well, they probably act different than usual, right? Speaking of which, I saw someone walk a wall the other day. Like there was no wires, he was completely defying gravity. That doesn't even make sense. It was probably changed. Let me draw it for you. Ikoria was saying that. Grabs a piece of paper and a pen from her bag. Leoji and exchanged skeptical glances before watching her draw. Things only become more confusing when we see the finished product. I get that possessed people act oddly, but this is beyond my exception. Zombies! Now that I think about it, Train told me Sachiro was a spirit in disguise. Maybe this is what he meant. Then again, he never did anything I call supernatural, so I shouldn't jump to conclusions. If there are people who can do things like this, the police will need to change their investigation method. I just hope Dad will believe me. Does the precinct have a supernatural hunting unit? Ryuji looks at me as if I'm crazy before shaking his head and glancing at Ikuya, who seems equally baffled. Though that would be interesting. I saw those advertisements looking for exorcists. I don't think those were posted by the police. They were probably from a church or occultist group. Either way, it'd be cool if they could exorcise the evil spirits out of people. As I walked down the hall headed home, I noticed Kachi recon that Train said Kachi suspected me for murder, so I tried to blend in with other students as I passed him. Sachiro had not came back today either. Perhaps I should start looking for him. He's in a tree or something. A first location that comes to mind is the park. He used to go there often, but it may not be safe if trains go around, so I decided to check it out just in case. I found several homeless people napping on benches, but no sign of Sachiro. Since it's still early, I looked elsewhere. Or he's at the temple. 2 more days passed, although I've been searching non-stop for Sachiro after school. He's nowhere to be found. Did Train already catch him? I should pay him a visit to check. He may not tell me the truth, but it's worth to try. On my way to Train's place, I bump into Ikuya. Hi, Ikuya, what are you doing here so late? It's not her. She greets me with sleepy eyes and a yawn. Ikuya is sick. Akira. Who names their kid almost the same name? Akira and Akira. So I had to get him medicine. I warned him not to overwork himself, but that boy wouldn't listen. Poor you, always having to take care of your brother. I don't really mind. We're siblings after all. You're the one always running errands, though. He should move his lazy butt for once in a while. Let's see what he looks like. He has social anxiety. He's fine with me and the family, but not with strangers. He never told me, but I can sense it. Twins' intuition. Last time I saw him, he looked fine. He's good at hiding his feelings. I don't think he even seen his friends in a while. It might sound serious from the way I describe it, but it's not that bad. He just needs a gentle push forward. True, if he avoids others, it'll only become worse. If you need any help, I'll jump right in. Thank you, Sky. Anyway, are you making a grocery run too? No, I'm looking for someone. May I ask who? A boy named Sachiro. I met him a few weeks ago, but now he disappeared and I'm worried something might have happened to him. Oh, have you seen a boy with a striped blue t-shirt and an orange scarf? He appears to be around 12 years old, but you can't miss his silver hair. Oddly enough, that does ring a bell. Really? A few minutes ago, I saw a boy like that in the park. Maybe he's still there? I think he could before running into the park. It's daytime! While I search the area, I try to catch my breath. Boy with orange scarf, where is he? When I noticed the boy sitting on a nearby hammock, I beamed. Sachiro! He raises his head and glances at me. Huh, Guy? When? Tears begin falling down his cheek. He wipes them away with his scarf. I pull him into a gentle embrace. Where have you been? I was worried something must have happened to you. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Everything is alright. Let's go home. When his chain comes back and I cause you more trouble. He hasn't been back since the last time. I don't think you need to worry. If you say so. I held Sachiro's hand and we walked home together. I occasionally check on him, and I notice that his mood still looks down. I wanted to cheer him up with something. Sachiro, do you like ice cream? Even though I worked at an ice cream shop, I never tasted them. They look pretty delicious from what I've seen. Well, then let's go to Saka's ice cream store. They have many flavors to choose from. The store is not far from here. Once it's in sight, Sachiro skips ahead. He stares at the colorful lineup of ice cream, almost drooling. What would you like, Sachiro? There's soy sauce. Why is there soy sauce ice cream? Why? Seaweed, squid ink, bitter melon, and ghost pepper? The three of them sound weird. I mean, seaweed, I can see maybe that's an ice cream flavor. But, yeah. You pick the strangest flavors. Those are not really what I recommend. What are you going for? Cherry blossom. It's as tasty as it looks. Sachiro walks back and forth looking at the rows. He has a hard time to decide. You can choose multiple flavors if you want, as long as you finish them all. Really? I want a red bean cake and mochi flavor. Sachiro digs into his treat. Right after we leave the store, he seems to like all the flavors he picked. I offered a taste of mine. Do you not mind? Thank you, Sky. His eyes sparkle up once tasting the pink ice cream. Let's serve it. His eyes sparkle once tasting the pink ice cream. He Seeing him happy again warms my heart. It's delicious. Next time I will pick that one. We eat our ice cream cones while slowly moving towards home. Why don't you go take a shower? I'll prepare a change of clothes for you. God, you're really kind. Sachiro finished his shower while I'm preparing lunch. He watches me as I finish cooking, practically drilling all the while. Will you teach me this sometimes? Oh, suddenly interest in trying the recipes. Give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you'll feed him for a lifetime. I want to learn a lot of things. Not only for myself, but I want to help you too. Sure then. By the way, where did you go after you ran away? I hid in the park, but I moved around sporadically just to be safe. Wow, you must be pretty good at hiding if you weren't found. What's with all the officers around in this area? Wasn't easy to keep out of sight. That reminds me, what if we got help from the police? Could they help us investigate your background? You could get some more of the missing pieces that way. To be honest, I already remembered a big part of my past. It only happened recently, but now it's too weird, and I don't want to say it. I think I'm dead. I raised my eyebrows. I squeezed Sachiro's cheek. Ow, what was that for? For a dead person, you have really squishy cheeks. You're 100% alive. Train tried to tell me something like that too, but there must be another missing piece. Don't worry, it all makes sense soon. But I can see weird creatures that no one else can. Would it make sense how the spirits could see others of their kind? Now plenty of people claim to see ghosts. That doesn't mean you're a ghost too. Doesn't mean they're ghosts too. I've been seeing more and more of them. I know it sounds strange, but I've seen enough. I know they're real. It's possibly that you're just seeing bits of your past. I heard this sort of things happen sometimes when a loved one passes away. You start seeing them everywhere, but it's not really them. Maybe you're starting to see them because you're processing the loss. No, I see spirits, and they cause my amnesia. Besides, they're evil. I see them follow people around, and then the same people always show up as a missing person in the newspaper a few days later. Those people they weren't when I tried to save them. Are you telling me spirits are behind the murders? I mean, I didn't always see what happened, but they followed people around. People who went missing. Okay. Maybe I was from the dead, and that's why I can see all those creatures. Sachiro, you're not making any sense. The supernatural doesn't make sense to begin with. Spirits would have to distinguish themselves from humans. They don't even have physical bodies. How could they hurt anyone that night? Don't overthink it, alright? It'll mess with your head, and then you'll start believing everything you hear. I let out a sigh and ruffled the boy's hair. Daddy, recently, I've been feeling weaker, like I'm racing against the clock to find my memories, and if I lose, I still don't even know what I'm looking for. There are words he's a ghost looking to find out what happened before he has to either go or be stuck on Earth. Words stuck in my head, but no visual goes with them. You'll remember everything soon. It's not like you have Alzheimer's, so it won't get worse if it takes a bit longer. People don't live forever, though, do they? When my and comes, I might not have done everything I wanted, and I'll die with regret. I could die without ever knowing who I am. So at least self-discovery is a goal, right? Such her words resonate with me, and I become silent. All he did was state the obvious, that yet I'm now realizing I too have been spending my days dwindling on mere possibilities. I'm so sorry for going on and on about myself. I want to hear about your goals too, Sky. Okay, hearing your story makes me more excited to help you. I'm not a goal setter for the most part. I'm not used to having anything crazy to work towards. Until I met you, I was stuck in a loop, been there, done that. My life was unsatisfying and boring. But your motivation inspires me. Even if I don't have any personal goals, at least I can help you accomplish yours. Maybe help on my own goals along the way. Sachiro presses the palm of his hand against his cheeks and beams, the shimmering in his eyes even brighter than on days we first met. I thank you for not giving up on me. I gently wrap my arms around Sachiro and stroke his back. He closes his eyes and returns the embrace. The warmth of his body relaxes me. I am relieved to finally locate Sachiro. Even if our time of parting may have been on the horizon, I want to help him as long as I'm allowed. I'm thinking is he's going to get, like, unalived. Or, we'll get unalived trying to protect him. And we'll be roaming around, both confused. And I won't remember who he is. And then he'll remember everything. The next night I wake up shivering. I look around, but there's nothing. Even my windows and door are closed. Hey! Unfamiliar voice echoes throughout the room. Oh, is that Kachi? Are you guilty? The masculine voice brings me goosebumps. I jumped out of bed, trying to locate the person behind it. Suddenly the shadows around me begin to warp as if the moonlight has shifted. What is going on? It's Kachi! Laughter rings out from behind me as I spin around. There's a tall, blonde man staring at me. Who are you? In a blink of his eye, his body becomes black smoke and disgusting. A hand rests on my shoulder. I stumble forward in shock. We met before, haven't we? My name is Kachi. After looking closely, I can see the similarities between the boy from school and this man. They share the hairstyle and have the very same green eyes. I know you have many questions, but save them for later. I'm a Shinigami. You should be honored. I came to visit you myself. I freeze at the word Shinigami. None of the stories about Shinigami ends well. In any case, I believe you're guilty of many crimes. And you come to do what exactly? Kill me? Perhaps. Luckily for you, I'm a gentleman, so I'll permit the lady to verbally defend herself. Answer 3 questions. If I like at least 2 of your questions, you can live a little longer. The man walks towards me and raises my chin with the tip of his finger. His deep green eyes boring into mine. For a moment, they almost seem to glow red. Oh shit. But if I don't like your answers, you can make me a nice snack. I look away, trying to slow my racing thoughts. Ah, you think I'm a snack? Not legit, perfect. Yep, just kidding. When Akachi sees the fear in my eyes, he gently pats the top of my head. I may scare you, compared to other Shinigamis. I appear more human. If I didn't hate the other childish form of mine so much, I would switch for you. Regardless, should we begin the game? The man grins, but the man's grin does not make me any less nervous. I want to run away, but escaping from him, from death incarnate, seems impossible. Let's serve her. Let's start something easy. Have you ever committed a sin? Huh? What kind of question is that? Just answer me. Oh shit! Yes, I have. So honest. Really, the next question. Have you been haunted so far? I don't know. How could you not know? Oh well. Final question. Would you ever lie to the Grim Reaper's face in order to live? Never. He's gonna know anyway. Kachi chuckles at my answers and nods slowly. I've been honest. Kachi rubs his chin, seeming to be thinking. Did I pass? Nope. The man's arm remains sealed, but he answers me with a faint smile. I answered them honestly. Surely you know I'm not a murderer. I can hear the quivering in my own voice as I try to defend. The heaviness filled the room. Kachi holds my gaze with mischief in his eye as he takes off his earrings. Oh shit. It seems I chose a good time to visit. You can thank me later. Kachi's clock-shaped earrings begin ticking loudly, as if the timer has been set off. Before my eyes, it transformed into a tree branch. Oh no, we didn't. Fuck. Fashioned from the steel and the end of the forms into a blade set. Wait, no, she can't. You can't do this. Why? Nah, fuck. Why? Because I said. What the fuck? It's better to be translated in this way than to be consumed by spirits. Unlike alternative, this will at least be a painless death. I wish you luck in your next life, guys. Even though I cannot understand what Kachi is trying to say, goosebumps covers my body. Oh shit! The fuck are you doing? My legs move on their own, forcing me to run out the door, but before I can escape, two strong arms wrap themselves around my waist. My head jerks up, causing our eyes to meet as he leans closer to my ear and whispers, "Where are you going, little hare? I love to play, but what comes first?" Help! The man muffles my scream. Live small branches appear out of nowhere and entangles me. Before you go, let me leave you a fun fact. Even if you walked a different path from the very beginning, you'd have died in another horrific way. Your survival is gambled itself. In any case, we're saving empty. It's fucked up. In any case, I do hope the curse ends this generation. Good night, little hair. What curse? In what ways would I die? This is beyond me. Beyond my wildest nightmares. Now I understand the crime investigators were having so many problems with a supernatural creature as a perpetrator. No one could ever find the truth. We're dead. What the fuck? No! Country adjusts my face before forcing me to look up. Something cold slices across my neck, and the warm blood flows down my skin, soaking into my clothes. Natural, I'm sorry. Death ends in 5. Fuck. Achievement, I should have not. What the fuck do you mean? Is it because I said I sinned and we haven't? Oh. We'll find out later. What the hell? Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go. Thank you. Press exclamation point. DISCORD for my Discord. And you can find it in my description. But I will post it here. Anyway. Join the Discord. And I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.